keep Austin weird. You've heard it, seen it on t-shirts and bumper stickers. You've probably even said it a couple of times.
But where did it come from? And is Austin still weird?
We're walking down the street and we're in Austin, Texas. And you know when they say everything's bigger in Texas? Well, these guys, this is not a joke, look behind me, they have an Eiffel Tower in their garden. Hello, we are in a different place today. We're not what we're normally doing in the van. Today we had to catch a plane for this. We are in Austin, Texas. And behind me you can see the Capitol State Building. And if I turn around this way, what you've got is one of those amazing boulevards. You can see it stretching out all the way in a big long straight road. It's a really fascinating place. What's interesting for me anyway is the fact that this is such a young country, such a young culture, and when we look at it, it's extraordinary what they've achieved in such a short amount of time. It really, really is. So we'll have a good look around, and hopefully we'll get to show you some stuff. I was just walking past, right, and I saw this in the window, and honestly, it just makes you think no matter where you go in the world, right, somebody has actually drawn in the muck on the window, big penis. This is extraordinary. So the architecture in here is just something else. Yeah, it probably doesn't do it justice on the camera, but this really is something to see. So what's the story of the circus?
Well, the Spanish came here first, that's the red one.
Yep.
And then the French came here and they were ruling it just for a little bit, not long.
Okay.
And then something about Mexico.
Yeah.
That's that third one. And then you go to the middle one, and basically this became an independent republic for a really, really short time, like a year or something like that.
Okay.
And then it got annexed by the United States, and that's the last two pictures.
Oh, okay. This is the reference library. Wow. Okay, so we're now just outside the legislative reference library, and we're just about to go in. It's really interesting stuff. This is the Capitol Supreme Court room, kind of stuff you see on the TV. We're just coming out onto the top level now, and if you can see out there, apparently that star is 7 foot across. It's a big old thing.
That shows they're getting smaller.
We've just come out of this Capitol building now, and it's apparently the biggest one in the US. What was really interesting about it is it was completely free. Didn't cost any money whatsoever to go in, didn't cost any money for the tour guide or anything like that. Completely free. And it's an extraordinary building, very much worth visiting if you're in the area. I'm not really that much of a history buff in that regard. I mean, I like the westerns, I like all that sort of side of American history, but the role of the sort of democracy and how it's governed and everything, not really my cup of tea generally speaking, but that was really interesting. Am I really close, or is it just far away? This is a little small replica here. So there's all these turtles in the water, and they're everywhere. So if I do that, you can see there's places, there's loads of them in here, and they're all just scootling around. It's lovely. And we're in this parkland, and it's a wonderful park, and you can see all the skyline here and everything. And yeah, it's like a real sort of natural little oasis with all this, you know, man-made stuff in the background. It's a pretty phenomenal place. We're in Black's, and this is the famous Texas barbecue. Take a look at this. The queue goes all the way out the door. It's phenomenally busy in here, but it's fantastic. We're off to a nature park. So it's a brand new morning, and we're out before the sun is up fully. It's, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. So the sun's coming up. It's going to be another boiling hot one. If you look at this picture, this is what we've got every day. So basically hot the whole time. It's very arid here. It's sort of semi-desert kind of stuff. But the plants are wonderful. It's really amazing. And what's even more interesting is all the different houses and buildings. There are some absolutely stunning residential properties on the outskirts here, which we're now walking through. See if we can show you a few. So we're walking down the road now. We've gone from what seemed to be sort of upper middle class, and now we seem to be in the realms of very expensive houses. I'm not sure what you can see here, but they are certainly beautiful things. We're over the halfway point now of this morning's walk. It's a long old walk, a couple of miles, but we decided to do it. You know, it's a beautiful day. But we're about an hour into the walk, and the sun's really coming up now. But it's really nice. We're seeing all different kinds of residential areas, which we wouldn't have got the benefit of if we'd have just got an Uber or something. And some of the decorations around here, these guys are really taking this kind of stuff seriously. So I'm gonna just turn the camera around just for 1 second, look. So if you can see behind me over there, there's a full-on Beetlejuice setup. Loads of these places have really good setups going on. So it's actually a really enjoyable walk. Destination. So we're at Mayfield Park, and this is Mayfield Park House. It's taken a good while to get here. It's a bit of a long walk, but very worth it. So yeah, we're going to have a good look round, and we've got all kinds of ponds and things over there. Apparently it's 20+ acres. So we're going to take a walk around and see what we can see. I don't actually know what this is meant to be, but it's certainly a really interesting little structure. So it's set away from the main house, and I have no idea what its purpose would be. Here's the map, and you can see that it goes around in this big loop. And hopefully it brings us down on the banks of the Colorado River, which would be nice to have a look at. So it's a very nice walk. You can see, if I just spin you around, you can see the kind of place that we're in. There's lots of pathways, lots of vegetation and stuff. So it's a really nice walk. We're at a place in the park called the Overlook, and I don't know whether you can really sort of make this out behind me. But there's all these overhanging cliffs. We're now walking down on the lake trail, and you can can see water ahead of me, so I assume that's why it's called the Lake Trail. But this opening out now looks stunning. Look at this. Wow. What an amazing place to live, or to be. Look at that with these houses and the boats. I'm assuming these are like summer homes, apart from, say, things like that up there. Look at that, that's amazing. So this is the lake, and what a great little place to be if you're, I presume, wealthy enough to do that. We're going to carry on, and we're going to keep walking down and see how far this goes now, because apparently there's walks alongside the lake for a while. Again, really picturesque, but it does make you think about the financial situation of the country, because, you know, one minute we're looking at people sleeping on the roadside and they're disheveled and, you know, and obviously drug-addled and really not nice. And then the other side of the coin, we're walking past properties that are enormous, and then, you know, sort of summer homes like this. So, yeah, there's a real discrepancy in people's position in life. And I don't know, I feel just a little bit uncomfortable about that. The pathway now is getting a bit more rugged. We're alongside the lake, and it's very much all a bit 4x4 here. We're having to manoeuvre through. I'm not sure whether this is the actual pathway, although it is a path. I'm not sure how far it goes. I'm going to follow it and find out. Come with me, guys, because I want to go and see where this actually leads. I'm hoping at the very least it's going to be a nice view. So every time I walk along, I'm hearing these splashes in the water. There's something, there are things on the banks here that are diving in as I come along. Right, so I think, yeah, we're coming to the end of, yeah, this walkway is kind of about as far as we're going to get here. But it does go on further. It goes up and along that bank there. Walk was really nice. Now we're at this taco place. It's really cool here. A bit of an issue with the ordering. I don't particularly follow the language that well. That was really sort of heavy accent, but the food looks amazing, and the place is great as well. I went for the grilled fish taco, and there's over here, but you got chips and dips and everything. Really nice. And if we look around, this is the setting. What a lovely little place. All right, we're just about to go into this place. It's called the Broken Spoke. It's a proper honky-tonk. Let me turn it around and show you. There it is. So let's go investigate and see what this is. All right, so we're in the main dance hall now, and it certainly is an interesting looking place. We've signed up for the dance lessons for my sins, so for all you people out there, you might get to see me do some. I'm probably not going to film that because dancing isn't really my thing, but here we are. It's Sunday morning and we're going out for a walk. Now, I'm just going to do a quick flip round. If you can see, there's not a soul down that way. There's a singular car coming up here, but there's not a soul down that way. Right, there's nobody walking around at all. We're in the middle of one of the biggest cities in Texas. We're in the downtown area, and it's just like a ghost town. It's crazy. It's unbelievable just how empty everything is. People don't walk around here. We've literally just walked for 15 minutes or so, and passed 4 or 5 people at best, but none of them were walking really. They were all sort of getting out of cars or getting into cars and doing stuff. So it's really bizarre feeling. It really is. Not sure what else to say really, other than it's like a ghost town. If you're going to come here, come for a walk at 9 o'clock, half 8, 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and you'll see what I mean. It's very peculiar. This morning sees us at the famous Austin sign. So we've just walked a good few miles. I mentioned about the fact that it was absolutely barren earlier on. It was really creepy, it was so barren. But all of a sudden the place just came to light. We went down to the main sort of boulevard, and There was all kinds of yoga classes going on, people out in breakfast shops and stuff. It was amazing. Really nice vibe. And there it is, the famous Austin sign. So we've done the obligatory photos. Here they are. And now it's time to go on to the next thing. So one of the things I found is that the place itself, Austin, has got a really, really good laid-back vibe to it. I've got to be honest. For a big city, it reminds me a little bit of Bristol, in fact. It's just a really nice vibe, and seeing it today on a Sunday late morning with everybody just enjoying themselves, is, I think is probably the peak time to see it. It's just really nice. Okay, so on that note now, we're just going to have 10 minutes and then on to the next thing. We're in this fantastic Mexican restaurant on 6th Street and we got this amazing food. The next destination for us today is the Museum of the Weird. We've had our Mexican food, which is fantastic, so now we're going to go on in and have a look what's going on in there. This is a pretty cool place. This is pretty good. There's lots of really interesting looking things. Oh, it's the dude out of Big, was it? Okay. The Bigfoot t-shirt. Nice. Okay, through the turnstile we go. People. Seen John Merrick, the Elephant Man. So there he is. Yay. The film was fascinating the first time I seen that. I wonder if that's a life-size model. I don't know, because the head seems very small. If you can see this behind me, there's a skyscraper being built. And it's really interesting because most of what we've seen is just this glass panel and bump and it's there and it's done. So this one, they're putting the shell onto it. And it's really interesting to see the processes and how they're doing it. There's so many of these things about. We're stood at the moment, if I just do this, and I turn it this way, you can see there are big skyscrapers all around us. We're right in the heart of Austin itself, and it's a great place. This evening finds us on the famous Rainy Street. So this place is known for its unique sort of way of being. So we're going to take a wander up here. Cybertruck's just passed me. I took a picture of one with one of those the other day. So we're going to take a walk up and show you around. Found this place called Smokehouse at Bangers, and they do sweet and spicy pit ribs, right? That's where I'm going. Looking forward to this. All right, unfortunately they didn't have any of the ribs left, so we've got this boar sausage thing in barbecue sauce and all. It looks amazing. Just trying to eat some lunch, and I can't help but feel paranoid. I can't think why.
It's just like Eddie used to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing. Except you knew you shouldn't do it, I suppose.
I haven't done much filming today, but so we had a nice day. We didn't do much really. Went out, had this really nice food and things again. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go kayaking and back watching on the river here on the lake. So we've organised this tour. We did have a tour booked with Live Love Kayaks or something like that they were called, and they're supposed to be the oldest sort of kayaking people around here. So we booked with them, and 2 hours before we were due to go, they cancelled. Right, which I'm pretty frustrated about. They cancelled the whole thing, which, if obviously that could have ruined the whole trip. However, we managed to organise a couple of places with another one, which is where we're going to go now, and hopefully it's going to be awesome. The rumbling that you can hear is all the traffic going over. This is like the main thoroughfare into Austin itself. It's always really, really busy, and we're underneath this. I think it's Congress Bridge. So this apparently is where the bats roost, and we'll be coming under here as the sun sets. So we'll get this lovely sunset, a little kayak up there, so we see the skyline and everything. Yeah, really looking forward to this. Not sure Louise is though. Louise, how you doing? Looking forward to this? Louise, not so much. We never thought we'd see this, but this is Louise kayaking, and we're going down towards to see the bats. This is wonderful. This is such a great experience. So you can see the skyline here in front of us, which is going to light up obviously as it gets dark. Louise at the moment is doing all the work, which is great. I'm just sat in the back, it's like a little water taxi. So here we are. This is great. So we're on the water. Yeah, this is a really good experience. So let's get paddling, and we'll show you a bit more in a bit. This is the bridge itself that we're now heading to, and I have been rowing, I promise. I have been paddling. I've just given it a minute while I do some filming here. So Louise again is doing the work. So you can see people already congregating along here. The bats, apparently they come out around sort of 20 past, 7:30ish. So we've got a bit of time here. But you can already see people starting to gather along the bridge and the watching station there. And now you're still paying.
The ring thing was wild. It's weird. The bus was built in the 80s, and when they built it, they had no idea that they were building the perfect bat habitat.
front that's facing south, and they can fly up to 10,000 feet in altitude. So
So we just finished the bat experience now, and again we're eating. We're at this taco van, and we're having tacos again. I can see why everybody likes them so much. They're great. They're fantastic snack food. Louise is trying to figure out the washing machine. I haven't shown you where we're staying yet, so let's do that. Let's have a little look around. So behind me you can see this is this lovely porch area. So what I'll do is I'll flip the camera around, give you the tour, yeah? So this is the porch area, and there's a little bit of decking and seating out here, which has been really nice. And this is where we're staying. It's underneath the main house. So as you come in, it's all self-contained. It's all really nice. So as you come in, you've got, you know, some basic stuff and all, but you can get a sort of vibe of the place here. There's a bed over there, and you've got the aircon, which has been a godsend. So here, look, as we come around, you've basically just now got a bathroom in here and some closet space. So let's just open that up a minute. So in here, look, lots of closet space. Right. And then in here is the bathroom itself, and it's got shower, washing machine, which we can't figure out, and all the usual things. This was an Airbnb booking, and it's been a really good place to stay. The owners here have made a real effort to make sure that there's lots of little bits and bobs that we may have needed, you know, not brought but needed. Place is really tidy. You know, it's a really nice place, and it's been a great base for us to explore Austin. It's about a mile from the main sort of downtown area where everything is. So yeah, it's been really, really good, and a great place to stay. It's a new day, and it's our last full day here in Austin, and we're at a place called Pease Park. It's not too far from where we're staying, just literally a 10-minute walk. So we're going to go back into the town itself later on, but for now we're just going to have a little wander around. Apparently this is a really nice place. You can probably just about see fountains in the background there. We're going to have a look at that, and I've also just noticed another taco stand. It's my new favourite thing. My new mantra is never too early for tacos. So these are the fountains. It's not exactly Las Vegas, but still pretty cool. I'm not sure what this structure is for, but it's pretty impressive. Let's go and have a look inside. Oh, Treehouse observation pod. Cool. Okay, we can go up there. We can go up there, let's do that. Okay, so there's a walkway going up here now. So let's go and get on the pod thing. Apparently there's lots of sculptures and things on this walk around this park, so it seems like one of the first ones. Seems to have this great big fire pit in front of it that he's holding. Malin, apparently. Whoever Malin is. You what looks where?
I've got big ears.
That's your hat for you.
Yeah.
absolutely teeming with all of these very small fish. I don't know what they are. But if you look around, it's pretty dry and the creek itself is pretty low. And apparently this is a floodplain, so all of this can really get sort of swept away quite quickly in the heavy rains. There's so many of these little fish. Now this is probably going to sound a bit foolish to some of you, I don't know. This is actually my first time in the US, and ever since I was a kid, like a lot of boys from the UK, we grew up watching, you know, Western movies, we grew up watching shows in America, we grew up seeing America in all its glory, and it's really fascinating to actually be here. Now, again, it may not seem like much to you guys, but actually standing in a creek bed in Texas it's a really peculiar feeling. I mean, I'm a grown man, I get that, okay, but there's the boy inside me still, and this is great. You know, I'm just tootling up and down, walking up and down this creek bed, having a little look around. There's nobody else here but me, and I'm just alone with my thoughts, well, and you guys. So it's really a really pleasant experience, and it's strange after all these years. I know it's just a riverbed, I know it's a stream bed, I know we have those in the UK. I'm very partial to seeing those in the UK, but this is different, right? That's the unusual thing about America, the whole thing. It's very familiar but incredibly different all at the same time, and it's a bit strange in your head because you think you know it, you think you understand it, but you don't. It's different. But because we see it so often on the television and things, and because it's so alike in a lot of ways, we sort of make that leap. Actually, it's pretty different. The whole way of being is pretty different, but it's an incredible experience. And I got to say, Austin, I'm just a huge fan of Austin. I've decided that it is now one of my new favourite cities. I really like it here. We've had a fabulous time, and we'll hopefully continue for the rest of the day and tomorrow morning. So we fly out tomorrow morning and we go to Nashville. But for now, let's carry on enjoying this wonderful piece of nature. Looks that way. Yeah, it looks that way.
Okay, at least if you're going to film me, let me do it.
All right, what we got? Blues and yellows, is it?
Oh, should we have a competition?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we only need 3. Let's just do 3 each. Hmm?
Okay, you're blue because you're a boy. I've got 4.
Where are we going from?
You have to go a bit further back because you've got longer arms.
No, I don't. That's sexist. Okay, we're going here, are we?
Yeah.
All right, when you're ready, off you go. Ooh. Ooh. You got 2 in. You beat me. You beat me.
Well, that was unexpected.
Well done. So we're in, I'm not sure which place this is now, but have a look at this. This bit down here. This is what you got. That's what I want. I was so keen to eat this, I actually forgot to take a picture of it before we started. Let me show you. So this is partially what's left. We've already given it a good seeing to. And up here, I've got this cobbler that's been really recommended. So lots of really good food. It's out of a place.
Close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind. What does getting deep now? What does getting deep now? Follow me around, yeah. Can you let me down? Please don't let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, let me down. Can you let me down?
Listen, can you hear? Bush is alive with crickets, I guess. So this is the house where we're staying, okay? And if you look just here, you can see all the skyline up above there. So that's how close we are to the main area. We're sort of 10, maybe 15 maximum minute walk, about 10-minute walk. So it's really, really nice here. It's a lovely part of town. Final evening, we've had a fantastic barbecue meal. And now we're just sort of making our way back. The wind's picked up, it's really mild. It's a lovely, lovely day for an evening for a stroll. You can see here, if I just spin around, we've got all this wonderful skyline to look at. And again, if I go around the other way, again, you can see it's, you know, it's a really nice place to be and have a walk around. A couple of things that I have noticed about Austin, though, that's worth sort of talking about is there are a couple of things that are everywhere you go, right? One of them is squirrels. I had no idea there were so many squirrels around this place, and there is an awful lot there everywhere. And then the other thing, unfortunately, and a little less light-hearted, is homeless people. There, again, just as many squirrels. There seems to be as many homeless people wherever you go. There's areas here where there's not as many, they're not as obvious, but then the moment that you go off the main sort of beaten track, there's lots and lots of them, and most of them look really drug-addled and really sort of sorry for themselves. And it's actually quite challenging because you're always aware, of course you are, of the privileges that you have, and everyone has them to a degree or one another. But we went shopping yesterday, and we went for this lovely pick and mix whole food thing, and it was really, really nice. And we walked past this guy laid on the floor in the hot sun, and he had no shoes on and his feet was filthy. But he moved, as we walked by, he moved out of the way for us. And it's kind of stuck in my head a little bit. I don't know why, but it has. It sort of rattled me somewhat. Yeah, I know there's poverty everywhere, but it's just such a night and day kind of thing here, you know. It's the haves and the have-nots are just so very stark and living right next door to one another. It's, yeah, something to see. I'm sure as the trip progresses, as we go to other places, we'll probably see more. And we were talking to some guys yesterday who talked about they went to St. Louis and things, and they said it was really sketchy and what have you. We chose not to go there because we'd heard similar. So anyway, overall, Austin is a fantastic place. It's wonderful. It's really, really nice. Lots of really good stuff going on. And as I said, just a basic walk home and look at the views. It's incredible. So what I'm going to do, my friend, is I'll leave you now, and we will catch up again tomorrow.